Day 13. The Siege. The chamber opened into silence. But it was not the silence of peace. It was the silence of desperation. The simulation placed us on the outskirts of Makkah, in a dry valley encased by rocks and sorrow. No birds sang, no children played. Dust settled over thorny trees stripped of bark. "Welcome," the alien said, "to the valley of Abī Ṭālib." The heat pressed against my skin. I heard coughing, dry, aching. Then the slow shuffle of feet. An old man clutched his stomach. A mother tried to nurse, but her milk had vanished days ago. A child chewed on a strip of leather boiled soft. Eyes hollow, lips cracked. I looked away. "Why are you showing me this?" "Because Quraysh didn't respond with philosophy," the alien said. "They responded with siege." He lifted his hand, and a scroll materialized in the air. Brittle parchment nailed to the wall of the Kaaba. Its letters glowed in red, like they'd been written in blood. No trade. No marriage. No protection. Until they hand over Muhammad. This, he said, was the first full-scale sanctions document in Islamic history, sealed by 25 signatures of Makkah's elite. He turned to me. "Is this how you treat someone simply preaching in private?" I hesitated. "They hated his message." "That's all." The alien shook his head. "Hatred alone doesn't explain this." He walked through the simulation, past a young girl digging for roots with trembling fingers. "If they hated his message," he said, "they could have ignored him." But Quraysh didn't just attack him. They punished his tribe. Even those who didn't follow him. He waved his hand again. I saw Abī Ṭālib, gray-bearded, noble, exhausted, sitting beside the Prophet, peace be upon him, shielding him with nothing but loyalty, not faith, not belief, just blood. They turned his kin into hostages. Why? Because they saw not just a preacher but a leader rising. Because Islam was already becoming power? I swallowed, watching Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas hand a small fig to an orphan. "You think Islam was only spiritual at this stage?" the alien asked. "Yes," I said quietly. "Isn't that what we're taught? That the Prophet, peace be upon him, had no power in Makkah. That he was waiting, patient, powerless." The alien tilted his head. "Waiting is not the same as inactive. And power is not only military, influence, organization, unity. That's power." Quraysh understood. Why else the boycott? He pulled another thread of the simulation. I saw the men of Quraysh again, meeting in a darkened hall, whispering, calculating. "If we cut them off completely," one said, "they'll fold. Hunger breaks even the proud. But the children, their children will become ours once Muhammad is gone." The hologram faded. I was trembling. "This is cruelty," I said. "This is politics," he replied. "This is what tyrants do when their control is threatened." He looked at me. Modern minds often imagine Islam began politically in Medina, but that's because they don't understand what politics actually is, which is power, systems, influence, decisions that affect lives. Quraysh recognized the political implications of the Prophet's, peace be upon him, message long before the Muslims did. He turned back to the valley. And so, they waged war. Not with swords, but with hunger, isolation, humiliation. We heard a scream. A mother had fainted. And then, finally, the scroll in the Kaaba cracked, eaten by termites as history records. Its injustice devoured from within. The siege lifted. But the scars remained. The simulation dimmed. 3 years, the alien said. 3 years of collective punishment. Children starved. Marriages broken. And all for what? He looked at me. "Still think Islam was just a private belief?" I stared at the fading valley, haunted. "Private beliefs don't provoke sanctions," he said. "But movements? Movements change history, and history resists." The chamber went black. I didn't speak, not because I agreed, but because I couldn't deny what I had seen.